What's up? This is your captain. Next time I want to. We here with another Icetitan Reads Bleach fanfiction. The Mice Will Play Part 4. Okay. So the last time that we left off, Renji had given something to Onohana that was given to him by Kisuke, and it is gonna help it will help give them more time to actually try and save her. But yeah, like always, the actual link to the fanfiction will be down below. So let's get into this chapter. Okay. And again, the actual site has the chapters numbered differently than basically she does. But this is part 4. But this is chapter 3. Okay, let's do this. I woke and found myself unable to move. I quickly discovered I was completely tangled and trapped in my shaksha from sleeping so restlessly. I jumped up, flailing to shake myself free. When I was able to stand still and the fabric falling back into place, I realized that at any other moment this might have been comical. Right now, it was just one more thing to be angry at myself about. I shouldn't have fallen asleep in it. I considered just shaking the crinkles out, but given what I decided to do for us this morning, that would not do. Going disheveled into his presence was just not done. I changed quickly and headed to my first destination with my Wallagy hooked over a finger. Those are the sandals. Those are the sandals that all the Soul Reapers wear. The closer I came, and even though I knew he would be, I could sense him in his office. I inhaled a long breath and released it slowly. Time to still some words. I lowered myself to one knee before tapping lightly on the door frame. Taicho, I said gently. Yes, came the voice from inside. I slid the door open slightly. Not that he needed to see that it was me, and waited. It was never very long, but always seemed like hours. Being his Fuku Kutaicha was just exhausting things sometimes. You may enter. She said, not looking up from his writing. I stood, walked through, then slid the door closed again. I stood to the side of his desk, still waiting. The flawless ease of his calligraphy was always outstanding. Even when I had no patience for waiting. Got done because it had to be done, but not be everything done to exact perfection or not at all. He completed a final stroke and looked up at me. What is it? Oh, boy. I'd silently practice what I intended to say while I was changing my clothes. Had it ready to the word. I opened my mouth, and none of it, and none of that is what flowed out. I apologize, guys, for completely ignoring my original assignment of keeping an eye on Kawasaki. I thanked him for bringing in no reprimand for that. I apologize and thank him for the time I spent with looking and trying to assist Siani. When I finally realized I'd been rambling, I clamped my mouth shut in mid-sentence. By that time, he'd stood from his desk and had somewhat aimlessly wandered the room with his hand clasped behind his back, watching me the whole time. You understand your responsibilities and duties well, a boy. What will happen are circumstances that have arisen of late. You have given no reason to doubt that about you. I shifted my stance back to being mostly out of tension. Words like this did not come with any ease or frequency from him. But he continued facing me directly. That duty and responsibility come first. Should it be necessary, you know what that means. I closed my eyes and nodded. Yes, of course I knew. It meant I would have to leave Siani, need to go to Sushi and Onohara and hope, and this missile play entirely. I thought of how I'd been behaving since she'd gone missing. So something had happened pinned with Kawasaki while I was in Karakura with Siani. I would not have been more focused. I would have been a determined rather than an asset. Yes, I know. I responded, noting how sour my voice sounded, speaking in those words. He moved towards one of the bookcases. "You're dismissed, Vice Captain." I moved away from his desk and back to the door. I slid it open slowly. I took another long, deep breath before stepping through. Definitely time to recenter myself. Before I had the door closed, something remarkable happened. Okay, and before I read this next passage, when I first read this passage right here, I could not, look at me, I could not stop the tears. Lindsay came his voice quietly across the room. My head snapped around at the use of my familiar name. I could estimate the total number of times he'd done so. I looked in through the remaining space. He had his back to me and gripped one of the shells, the knuckles of his sword hand going white. I understand. My eyes shot open at the simple admission. I said nothing and closed the door, leaving him. Of course he understood. Icetitan. Perhaps that's what his silence had meant all along. I left my palm on the doorframe, wondering, but decided if he wanted to say more, he would have. There was nothing more I could say that wouldn't make this moment move from awkward to weepy. I did what I could to keep my mind still and blank as I put on my onesie and walked over to Squirty Lemon's training room. I had to do something with this tension, and Captain Kuksky was correct as usual. I'd been fortunate, but circumstances allow me to give so much attention to Sioni's condition but that could change at any moment. Men and a woman far more capable than I were overseeing her and attempting to treat her. Many noises were escaping as I approached the building. I figured I could enter fairly unnoticed. Saki sat at the head of the room and looked like his eyes were closed. He was ignoring nothing. He was aware of each and every move in the room and would step to correct any errors and whatever now he saw fit. Higaku saw me immediately, and even though I was hugging the wall, his mouth curled up at both ends in a combination smile and sneer. The thing in his demeanor caught Jimmy Chica's attention, whose eyes just glimmered at the possibility they were always good for hours. I needed today to be no different. As I moved closer to the two of them, I saw Sawaki's eyes open. He stood up, forced his way through the arrows, sparring, and stalked toward me. Interesting, not what I'd expect, but not unwelcome. He stood directly in front of me. Somehow I managed to constantly forget just how tall a bastard was. I refused to feel diminutive and did not look up at his face. He inclined his head just slightly over his right shoulder. Clear out, he bellowed. You too. He added when he noticed his lieutenants hadn't moved. She was of course referring to Igaku and also Jimmy Chika. Now, obviously, they are not lieutenants, but they are always by his side. So, I mean, they might as well be. The room emptied quickly. My hand slipped comfortably onto Zabi's hilt, and I planted my feet on the floor. Instead of raising his blade, he turned away from me. No, he said, walking back toward the head of the room. Not my squad, not today. I couldn't believe what I was hearing. Zaki Kikipachi saying no to a fight? Any fight? This was some crazy ass tactic. It had to be. I drew Zabi Yamato, and in the sheer instant I was releasing, I felt myself flying across the room. I fell flat on my ass, my whole face and head, and exploded in pain. I looked up and found him in a stance facing toward me, lowering his arm with his blade pointed at the floor. He fucking punched me with the combined force of his fist and sword hilt. I wiped blood from my face with the back of my hand. Are you deaf or just stupid? But he asked, looking right at me. I said no. I found several retort coming to mind. I chose not to speak any of them because he turned too well. He'd said I first entered the room. This was odd. I decided knowing what the man was doing was more important than treating useless insults. I stood up, resealed and sheathed Zabi Yamato. I stepped a little closer to him, but not too close in case this really was some crazy ass tactic to whack me. Look at you, he said. He twisted to the tip of his blade on the floor. I knew you were coming. The moment you stepped out of Kuki's office. It's like the day I met Kawasaki. Pathetic. I made a aggressive sound, and I'm a gloat at him. I couldn't argue. That was part of the point Byakuya was making. Saki was just much more crude and blunt. You came in here telling every gentleman one, it's because you want to get stronger, and you've let one defeat weaken you this much. As you are, you're not worthy to face. Hang on. I kind of lost my. Okay, as you are, you're not worthy to face anyone in my squad. That was all I could take. Damn it, Saki, you don't. I was cut off by him being right up in my face. Hey, again, I don't. What? Sedan? Is that your excuse? Unexpectedly, he grabbed the folds on my She-Hulk lifted me off the floor and threw me across the room again. I jumped back on my feet. My hand moved to Mazabi's hilt shut again. Once more, however, it was fast and I felt my legs kicked out from under me. What the hell? Haven't I made my point yet? I'll buy. He asked as he stared down at me. I can keep this up for as long as it takes to beat it in to you, and you can't get back up again. He paused a moment as I sat back up. You already failed once. What use will you be to anyone laying in a room where she is being kept? I can feel her dying. Can you? Okay, okay, what she is basically getting at here is that basically Epoxy is actually he's more adept at actually basically normal cerebral things than he actually lets on. You know, but the only reason why he doesn't, because it's too much of a pain in the ass. So he basically he pretty much wears a mask. Yeah, it's a mask of a brainless barbarian who just likes to actually fight, which is only half. Well, he of course loves to fight, but he's not a brainless barbarian. I was about to say something when his words hit my brain. He really just said that. Fuck. Who didn't know what was going on, and why did he care? Oh yeah, I'd borrow he'd seen him in action. He didn't let anyone incapable in heal. While Hozapato wasn't exactly combat based like most of ours, it didn't mean she wasn't trained and able to hold her own in a fight. He was right, completely and utterly correct in his assessment. I didn't know how to bring myself back into being. I thought some time exchanging blows would work, but I'd have made serious mistakes with my reactor basically leaking like a wound. How can I properly sense and anticipate anyone else's? How can I face Squad 11, my own squad, Byakuya, or even myself again? Vice Captain of Squad 6, having his ass handed to him sparring? Yes, I can, I whispered in response. That's your brother, then, your enemy, and yet you choose to hide and heal. He turned his back to me again. Consider this a mission. I'll buy. He said not to come back here until it's done. I stood silently a moment, but then headed to the door. I was suddenly so overwhelmed by I felt my whole body shudder. There was a weight on my back, and I was about to respond when a voice sounded my way too loud next to my left ear. You can fix it. You can fix it. Is it Lenny? She almost screamed. She gets CC better. Okay. She promised me more stories. She kissed my cheek and vanished. This was the strangest time I've ever had on the 11th Vision grounds. That I'd just been barred from. I now understand why the old man did not appreciate strangers in the series. They screwed things up. Okay, a few points. 1. Byakuya saying I understand to Wenji. Like I actually said, the first time I actually read that, could not hold back the tears. Second point, Kenpachi. Giving him the actual mission to actually face the enemy, to actually really get him back on track, because he was not on track. He was distracted. He was just his mind was everywhere. He was not focused. And basically Renji had to be he has to be completely 100% focused for what is about to happen. Well, not what is about to actually happen, but what is gonna happen kind of soon. So yeah, he needs to be 100% focused because he's gonna need it. You know, he cannot let little doubts cloud his judgment. But this was definitely one of the more emotional chapters. Like I actually said, first time I actually read it, I could not hold back the tears. And there are a few other moments that are like that with this. So expect them. Expect them. But yeah, overall, the rating I'm gonna give this chapter of the fan fiction is gonna be a very good. This was a very good chapter. That's all I have to say for this actual video. Be sure to like, comment, subscribe, share the channel with your friends. This is your captain. I say 1, 2, 3. Sign out. Peace.